Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are live from EURONAVAL 2022, the world's largest and oldest naval trade show. I'm in Naval Group's booth, and you are about to discover some of the secrets of the group. Well, you probably know everything about Naval Group already, but still, let me remind you of some important points. Naval Group is a strong partner to its customers' maritime sovereignty. As an international player in naval defense and heir to fabulous French naval know-how, Naval Group develops innovative solutions to meet the needs of navies. Present throughout the entire life cycle of the ships, the group designs, builds, integrates, and maintains submarines and surface ships, as well as their systems and equipment, and this all the way through to dismantling. It also provides services for shipyards and naval bases. As a high-tech company, it builds on its exceptional expertise, its unique design and production resources, and its ability to set up strategic partnerships and successful transfers of technology. I have the pleasure and the honor to be joined live from Lorient Shipyard in Brittany by Hervé Bois. Hervé is one of the surface ships experts at Naval Group. He has been the commander of the patrol vessel La Rieuse, as well as the command and supply ship Marne and the air defense frigate Chevalier Paul. Hervé was also an officer on the French Navy's flagship, the aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle. He was in charge of many ships' developments, including the French-Italian frigates program Horizon. Well, now you know absolutely everything about Hervé. Let's join him live. Good afternoon, Hervé. Nice to see you.
Good afternoon, Arnaud. It's a pleasure to be with you.
As I just said, you're in Lorient in the Naval Group Shipyard. Can you tell us more about where you are exactly?
Right now, I am inside the dry dock, the covered dry dock, on which we assembled and we pre-integrate warships.
Well, by the way, I was talking about what all your achievements, and I've been told you've been the commander of an Horizon-class frigate. Is that right, Hervé?
Yes, it is right. I was the first commander of Chevalier Paul Horizon Air Frigate between 2007 and 2010, and you can imagine that it was one of the most interesting years in my Navy.
We can see in the background that they are working very hard. What about this new frigate? We can see it, but we can't say its name. Can you tell us about it?
So presently I am in front of Amiral Ronarch. Amiral Ronarch is the first defense and intervention frigate for the French Navy, the FDI.
Well, I might be a bit too curious, you have to tell me, but can you tell us a bit more about this frigate? What are its specificities?
Of course, this frigate is the first digital frigate and is a fully multi-mission first-rank frigate. By that, I mean that this ship is capable of providing any support in all mission area that a Navy wants to fulfill. I am talking of anti-air capability, anti-surface capability, and anti-submarine capability. So this frigate is really capable to fulfill all the missions that a Navy wants to design to their ship.
And are you going to build more frigates of that type in Lorient in the future?
Absolutely. This is the first one on a program of 5 frigates for the French Navy, which will be delivered between 2004 and 2009. And then we have also 3 other frigates, which will be built for the Hellenic Navy, and the first one are already in progress.
Well, you just talked about a digital frigate. What do you mean by that? I mean, what does digital mean on a ship like this?
FDI is really the first digital frigate. There are several areas for that. The first one is the digital architecture of the ship, which is very innovative. The architecture is a cloud-based architecture built around 2 data centers and a very secured, a strongly secured network between these data centers. In these data centers, we host all the systems of the ship as digital application. That means that we separate the software from the hardware. It provides a lot of safety for those systems. They are natively cyber secured. Inside the data center, we have dedicated software to protect all the systems and all the networks of the ship. And for the evolution of the ship, as you know, digital technology are evolving very, very quickly. And this new architecture provides a really easy way to apply this evolution on board a warship. The second thing is all the equipment of the FDI. We have the latest generation of radar, the Seafire radar from Thales, which is the first fully digital radar. Other systems are also digital, like the electronic warfare or several sensors. So that also makes this frigate a digital frigate. And last but not least, on board this frigate, for the first time, we dedicated a specific center to manage the asymmetric warfare. And in that center, we virtualized the visual sphere around the ship to provide a short-range protection never obtained on a warship.
Well, that's very impressive. Thank you, Hervé. I know you want to show us some other places in the Naval Group's shipyard. We'll come back to you in a few minutes, but I wanted to remind that on Tuesday, Naval Group and its partners, Chantier de l'Atlantique and Technic Atome, had the opportunity to present the design of the French Navy's future aircraft carrier to Sébastien Lecornu, the French Minister of the Armed Forces. And it's your time now to discover the first images of this new aircraft carrier. We are back on the Naval Group booth at EURONAVAL in Le Bourget. Early this morning, our expert Hervé Bois had the opportunity to visit for us the Composite Materials area of the Naval Group site in Lorient. Just to remind you, the composite materials are used to build elements on the Naval Group ships, submarines and surface ships. They are also used for aerial and underwater drones. Let's discover how this visit went this morning.
We are now in the composite workshop in our shipyard in Lorient. I am among several pieces of composite I will talk about. But first, I would like to highlight the great performances and qualities of composite material. Composite material, in Naval Group, we have above 70 years of experience on composite. And right now, these materials have very, very high performance. First, they are very light, so you can decrease the weight of the ship with carrying composite superstructure. Secondly, now they have a great shock resistance. They are better than steel in fatigue concern, and now they are very high quality against fire. So altogether, these performances can improve a lot the ship and submarine superstructure as well as drones. Composite can also adopt various shapes which allow the systems integration easier than with conventional steel or metal alloy. So we can use this composite material in several areas on the ship construction. This material has also a very low radar signature, so we can decrease the radar signature of the ship, and we can adapt shape of, for example, hull to reduce the noise production down in the water. So that makes our ships and drones and submarine more silent above and under the water. Modern warships have to evaluate in very, very complex environment, and use of composite material is really a solution to improve the performances of the ship. For example, functionalized composite superstructure. That means that we can insert inside the composite material on the above the water superstructure of the ship. We can insert sensors, emitters, to improve the radio or radar coverage of the ship, diminishing the radar signature of the ship. So we have a lot of improvement in performances of the ship using this kind of material. Composite material are also not subject to corrosion, so we improve a lot also the maintenance cycle of the ship, reducing the time to repair the ship or to maintain the superstructure. So we have several pieces built in composite around me in this workshop. First, I've got here the radar dome of the Barracuda class submarine, which is a very big piece of composite material. Another one here is the Sonar Dome of the new generation of mine hunters that Naval Group is building for Belgium and Netherlands. So that's a new generation of Sonar Dome. And on my left hand here, you've got the bridge deck of Barracuda class submarine. That makes that when the ship is on surface, you have a lot of composite visible outside, and so you reduce the radar cross-section of the ship. We also have, right behind me, a piece in development. It's carbon superstructure, something that we will be capable of use in the future for the next generation of ship, for drones, because in Naval Group we are also developing unmanned vehicle, surface or subsurface, and the use of composite material will help a lot to reduce the weight and to improve the performances of unmanned vehicles above the water and below the water. We also have, at the far end on the left, a functionalized composite superstructure with antennas inside the composite material to allow 360-degree coverage of the using the superstructure of the ship, and to optimize the performance in terms of emission, like radio or radar, or the electronic warfare system, the electronic warfare antenna, spread all around the ship using inside the composite material.
Hervé, I guess you had a fantastic time this morning. It's great to discover those secrets. But before we go back to you, let's have a look at the amazing Naval Group's new corporate film. Have a look. definitely very impressive to see all the women and men working for Naval's group everywhere in the world. We've seen Asia, we've seen South America, and obviously we are going back to Lorient in Brittany, where Hervé Bois is trying to show us a new place in the Naval Group Shipyard. Hervé, can you hear me?
Absolutely, I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, perfect, perfect. We saw all the secrets of the composite area with your video, the video you shot this morning. But where are you now?
Right now, we are on board Al
Wow.
Emalat, which is the second Gowin corvette built for the Emirates Navy.
Well, you know what amazes me, Hervé? There are so many ships around you. We've seen one a few minutes ago. We've seen the composite areas. Do you have a precise idea of how many ships are being built currently in the Naval Group Shipyard in Lorient?
Currently, there are 6 ships in progress in Lorient, of course, at different stages of evolution. We have first the last frame frigate for the French Navy, who just come in this area, on this side, just come from our latest sea trial. Then we have the first Gowin corvette for the Emirates, Baniyas corvette, the second one on which we are. Then we saw earlier the first FDI frigate. The second one, which will be the first one for the Hellenic Navy, is at the block stage. And we already cut the first steel for the second FDA for Hellenic Navy. Altogether, that makes 6 ships in progress here in Lorient.
Well, definitely a lot of work. You know, we are telling many secrets here. And I've been told in the Naval Group booth that you are building the new mast in a different place. Can you tell us a bit more about that? How strange is that?
Actually, this mast is a real part of the ship. We built apart this mast, which integrates almost 90% of the combat system. As it is built apart from the frigate, we save a lot of time and we can pre-integrate the combat system well in advance the availability of the frigate itself, or the frigate or the corvette. This is a concept that we developed first for the Gowin corvette class, on which we are right now, and we apply that also on the FDI. So in this full module of the ship, we have almost all the sensors. I'm talking about radar, communication, electronic warfare, but we also have the ops room of the system, of the ship. That means that we pre-integrate the full combat system of the ship. We save, by this concept, a lot of time, and we secure the sea trial when the ship is at sea.
Well, Hervé, before we wrap up, if you want to add something for the public following us online or the public following us here at EURONAVAL 2022, it's now. If you want to add something, Hervé?
J'entends plus.
Well, I'm not sure you're still hearing us. I guess you're already going at sea. Well, thank you anyway, Hervé. Very warm thank you for showing us around. It's impressive, definitely, to see the Lorient and the Naval Group Shipyard. It was fascinating for me. I guess it was also for you to be at the art. Yeah, I do hear you, Hervé.
Hear me? Does they still hear me?
Yeah, we do hear you, Hervé.
I don't have the sound anymore with you, Paris, but I will carry on with the Gowin corvette on which we are. This corvette class is a 2,800 tons class corvette, and just like FDI, is also a fully multi-mission ship which provides combat system in all warfare area. I'm talking about surface, air, and submarine. So this class of corvette can manage inside of a naval force all alone any kind of naval combat activities. This ship is quite a great success on a sale point of view, because we have already 12 corvettes of this class around the world. We are on 2 Emirates, on 1, but the 2 Emirates corvettes are right now here in Lorient. 4 of them are already at sea and operational in the Egyptian Navy, and we also have 6 corvettes in construction in Malaysia. So that means that Naval Group can provide offers on the transfer of technology on a very wide spectrum, partially built here with technical assistance in the customer country. That's what we did with the Egyptian Navy. And we also propose a full offer of services. That means that, for example, for this corvette on which I am, we also provide training for the crew before they will proceed to sea.
Well, I'm not sure you're hearing me, Hervé. It's part of being live, but I thank you very much. A really warm thank you for showing us around. It's been a great moment for me. I've been learning many things in the last few days, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Hope you back at home or here at EURONAVAL 2022, you enjoyed this moment between Le Bourget and Lorient. Thanks for joining us, and please still enjoy your moment on the Naval Group website. I hope you definitely enjoy this time. See you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.